Welcome to the retrospective on the Arrow TV show, part 3, the redemption of the Arrow TV show. In this video, we will cover Season 5, Season 6, Season 7, and Season 8. I hope guys will enjoy. We will cover my analysis of the last 4 seasons. We will cover the viewership. We will cover the comments of people, what the audience thought about this show in the later season. I am Multi-Topic Talk. I hope guys will enjoy the ride. If you have missed part 1 and part 2, both video link in the description below. Now, with that being said, if you have seen part 1 and 2, you may know there was that part of the video where I had a tier list of all episodes. I was filling the tier list as I was watching. In this video here, you will not see that tier list again. However, at the moment you will see this video, I already did a stream covering all episodes, a tier list of all episodes. That stream, I will do it this week, but of course this video will be out in many weeks. So I hope you guys will enjoy and stay tuned for this video. And I hope you guys will enjoy. Just let me know what was your favorite season of the show and why. This is why we got a comment section open for you. You can leave a comment and let me know. I am curious to see. Is it season 1? Is it season 2? Is it season 5? Is it season 4? If it's season 4, I'm really sad for you. Let's be honest. So let's enter the redemption of the Arrow TV show. And in case you missed it, I did a review for each single season. It's in the description below. Click. Go take a look. Now, I know it's not the outro yet, but I will also let you know of a future project. Retrospective on the Arrowverse. I cannot wait to cover all crossover during that future video. Let's do the redemption right now. I like to pretend the third and the fourth season of the Arrow TV show never existed. Now you may ask, why? Well, I will tell you this. Go back and watch the retrospective on the Arrow TV show, part number 2. Because this was during part number 2 that we covered these 2 awful seasons. Now, we speak about the masterpiece, Season 5, and the start of the redemption of the Arrow TV show. Now, a lot of people say Season 2 was the best, and the show never defeated that season. I disagree. Season 5 of Arrow is hands down the best season in the show. It's also my favorite, and I consider this season to be a masterpiece. And I will go further than this. I've seen a lot of comic book TV shows, and I can tell that season of Arrow is in the top 10 season of any show. I mean, if I place all of the comic book TV shows I've seen, I know Arrow 5th season will make its own place within a top 10, let's say. Here's the why. Well, we got Daredevil, which is a masterpiece as well, you know. So this is why I say top 10. But keep in mind, we had a lot of season of a lot of TV show. So being able to be in top 10, I think it deserves some praise. Now, I'm not here only to praise that season. I'm here to also speak about what went wrong. Well, I should say what went well. Because this time around, there's much more good than bad. Hell yeah, this is what I like. So this season felt like a return to form. It's back to basics. It's back to some kind of crime drama TV show with a bit of romance, but just a bit. Just like not too much, just a bit. And even there, it's really a subplot in the background somewhere by the end of the season. And in some scene, let's say with Suzanne and Oliver. Now, if you want more detail or more stuff about that season because you're craving to see content, well, I did the overview for each single season of Arrow, and season 5 will be in the description below. So go watch it if you have not seen it before. Now, with that being said, this season is about legacy. What kind of legacy Oliver Queen and Green Arrow left behind? That's kind of cool. And I think that season is really strong because it's able to do something new in a show that lasted for 5 years. It was able to deconstruct Oliver and to tell us who he is, in fact, why he always says at the start of each episode he need to become something else, someone else, you know? You understand with that season. And if you don't understand what I mean, well, rewatch the season and try to understand what's going on there. Prometheus is hands down the best villain the show had, and one of the best villain on comic book TV shows. And he didn't really need to be stronger physically than Oliver. He didn't need to break Oliver bones to really win. Yes, Prometheus won. At the end, he killed people. At the end, he revealed to Oliver who Oliver was, in fact. So yes, Prometheus won. And even if season 6 kinda ruined a lot of things about the season finale of season 5, I still think at the end Prometheus is the winner. He had the last word. He didn't got arrested. He didn't got sent to jail. He killed himself. And he blew up an entire island. I mean, wow. Now, Oliver as a character was always great. I enjoy Oliver so much. I fully understand a lot of his character traits, and I relate to him a lot. And this season is really good for Oliver. Outside of Artemis, a really awful character, that season did pretty much everything well. Not that much wrong happened. Outside of Sin Eater episode 14, every episode was good. Now, Sin Eater is really awful. In case you don't know which episode I'm talking about, it's the episode with Cupid Stupid, the corrupt cops that was sent in jail in season 4, and China Way. Look, I have nothing against girl power. My favorite TV show is Stargirl. I mean, that's who I am. I enjoy Stargirl a lot. But here's the thing. The lines, oh my, oh. Sin Eater is a mistake. It felt like season 3 and 4 all over again. But at least it only lasted for one episode. And this is an episode I skipped, to be honest, because I knew what was going on there. Now, that season about legacy was great. And I will also mention this, the music, the theme of Prometheus added something more to the character. And I think I will miss it until the next time I rewatch, because I will rewatch this again. And seeing Oliver doing Bratva stuff in the flashbacks was kinda cool. Even in present day, in the episode Bratva, There's a lot of standout episodes. That season is just too good. The episode Capuchon. It's just the villain speaking with the hero. Having that kind of debate on who the hero is underneath that mask. It's a masterpiece. It's as good as The Promise in season 2. If you forgot about that episode, it's the episode where Slade Wilson just chat with Oliver family and sending some kind of throwback to the island. I feel like Capuchon is as good and it left the same kind of impact. That's just the way it is. It's just very strong. And the season is consistent with a few missteps here and there. The season is really strong. It's a blast. It's just, I don't have the word. Black Siren being introduced to us. That was kind of cool, right? Dinah Lance, the new Black Canary, was kind of cool. I enjoyed her a lot. You see, this was the best season for Dinah. After that, I don't really like the kind of material she got in later season, but season 5 was clearly a good one for the entire cast, even Waldog and everyone get some pieces of that, you know? Season 5, that greatness. The kind of greatness that tells you, look, Oliver did kill people, and because of that, someone has some kind of vendetta toward him. And yeah, his legacy is also his son, his chance on redemption. His son is pure of heart, as we are told. So raising that son will maybe fix Oliver at the end. Who knows? Before we move on with the episode, or I should say with the video, I will mention two things. Spectre of the Gun, the political episode was kind of bad, but Oliver is mayor. So it's better than any Supergirl political episode we had, because it made sense with the idea of Oliver being the mayor. So even if the episode was one of the weakest in the season, it made sense. Now, the other thing that season 5 gave us was Vigilante. Vigilante is just like old Oliver. He kills without thinking. He's like, if I kill them, I solved the issue. Vigilante was kind of cool. But then we get his face reveal in season 6. Disappointment. Moving on with the video. Arrow season 6. Now, I am between love and hatred toward this season. For a long time, I thought that season was mediocre at best. For a long time, I thought this season was just barely above season 3. Which is telling a lot, because season 3, in my own opinion, is the start of the downfall. And we all know where that downfall led, right? Now, back in December, roughly 9 months ago, I went back and watched again the series for my tier list video of the season of the Arrowverse. And I also rewatched that season for my season review, and I kind of liked it much more than what I remembered. At that point, I was like, that season is average. And now, coming into that retrospective on the Arrow TV show, I was like, I will watch, I will see, is it average, is it mediocre, is it good, is it bad? Well, it's everything. It's kind of weird. I think that season is all over the place. There is a lot of greatness, but there is a lot of really bad choices and bad stuff in it. It's kind of sad. It's really sad, I must say. I still think it's fitting to say this season is part of the redemption of the Arrow TV show. Because even on my most recent watch, I realized, wow, that season is in the lower parts of the series, in my own opinion. It's not amazing. Don't get me wrong, it's not amazing. But it's still very good and much more interesting and much better than season 3 and 4. So it's somewhere there, but it's still leagues ahead of what we had in season 3 and 4. So with that being said, I already did a full review of that season, so I will try to speak about other stuff than what I already said about that season of Arrow. If you want to learn more about my opinion, my take, other people take, well, you know what to do. Go take a look to my overview of season 6, link in the description below. Now, I will speak differently than my previous video, and to be honest, I forgot what I said. I did that video back in January, so it's a long time ago. I did a lot of stuff. I think I improved my critical thinking and stuff. So I have a different take here. In season 6, they did try to do some kind of return to form to the TV show, making two distinct teams, two different teams, Team A, Team B, also known as the Rookies and Old School Team Arrow. Now, I like a lot that divide, but within the plot of the show, it's stupid. Let's be honest. We got that lineup of criminal. They team up and they want to take over the city or destroy it in Caden James' case. But the heroes separate themselves because they don't trust each other. This gives me season 4 vibe. I feel like some people from season 4 came in and said, yo guys, let's have more trust issues because this is what we need. Right. Because season 4 trust issues went well, right? Now, with that outside, to be honest, the Rookies are awful. Dinah, Curtis, Wild Dog, all annoying for so many reasons and so many levels. The only one I could feel sorry at some extent is Rene, aka Wild Dog, because he feels guilty. He feels like he betrayed Oliver, and he's the only one that clearly see they did a mistake or he did a mistake, you know? The other one all think, oh, Big Daddy is bad, Oliver is bad. What did they do to my boy John Diggle? They did character assassination in the back half. Right. Another thing I didn't like. That was suiting. Here again, it gives some season 4 vibes. Now, what went well? Well, Ricardo Diaz is actually much better than what I remembered. Even from my watch back in December. He is interesting. He is not Prometheus, don't get me wrong. He is nowhere near Prometheus or Slade or Malcolm. He is much weaker, but he is also much better than Caden James. He is much better than Damien Dark or Ra's al Ghul. So I'm fine with it. Black Siren. She is very interesting. I like that character a lot. And she is placed in that season into a redemption path. And I liked it a lot. But there's one thing that really bothered me. She was scared of freaking Ricardo Diaz, a thug that only has his fist and maybe a gun here or there. She has a gun. She has a canary cry. She is clearly stronger than Ricardo Diaz. So the fact that she was scared of him made no sense. Even if they wanted to make it work with episode 19, the dragon, by torching someone alive, I understand after that Black Siren could be kind of scared at some extent, but sometimes some people are better when they are scared. Now it just feels like they made her scared so the plot works and he is able to threaten her and he is able to get the best of her basically. And it feels lazy. Speaking about lazy, let's speak about Dinah, right? Dinah, that freaking annoying character. It's so sad. It's Laurel all over again. But not Black Siren. Laurel from season 3 and 4. The Laurel I really hated so much. The Laurel that should not be part of this show. Laurel was really good in season 1 and 2. She had her moment in season 4, but she was still really bad. She wasn't interesting for me past season 2. Season 2 was peak Laurel, and season 3 and 4 they just made her... Oh, they really wanted her to be the Sarah replacement, but she's nowhere as interesting, and she doesn't make sense. She doesn't. Sorry, Laurel fan. She is not Black Canary for me. Now, why Dana is so bad in season 6? She is really bad because writers are really lazy. Remember in season 5 when she was that Avenger, that person that wanted revenge, you know? So in season 5, her character made sense. She was out for revenge. She was willing to do everything she could. But the character in itself wasn't filled with anger. So she was very interesting in season 5. She was that great character. And she was interesting in season 5. But then in season 6, they were so lazy. They were like, oh, let's reuse a old plot. Vince dying again, but this time for good. And now Dinah is out there for revenge. She wants to kill Black Siren. In season 5, she had her revenge. But that didn't really change her character that much. She was still very interesting. In season 6, my biggest issue, I think, is the direction the actor was given. Or the actor herself. I really don't know what happened, what went wrong. But the pill was much harder to swallow in season 6. I felt like she was overacting. In season 5, I could believe in her arc. I could believe in her story about revenge. And I was like, that character makes sense. That character is interesting. That character is good. Despite the bad intention, you know. But in season 6, she was angry at everyone. She wanted to kill everyone. She snapped at everyone. That's not the same Dinah. It's a different Dinah. And this one, maybe that was the purpose. Maybe that was the purpose and I just didn't like it. But she was turned into a monster. She was a literal monster. In season 5, She was a broken person that thought killing the one that killed Vince would fix her. She realized she wasn't fixed. So by giving her the same kind of arc, by telling her you're back at square zero, you're back at your start point, and you're back for revenge, it didn't felt right. It felt lazy. They're like, oh, we don't know what to do with Laurel, Dinah. I mean, we need drama, right? We like drama. We like drama. Let's play Sullivan against the new Team Arrow. The new Team Arrow almost killed John with Curtis' help. So of course, Oliver, when you fight Wild Dog, he's like, stand down. Wild Dog doesn't give a crap. He's in character, he will not listen, and guess what? He get really badly injured. And then they snap at old Team Arrow. New Team Arrow snap at him. So that whole thing there, this is like 2-3 episodes long. That whole drama is godly awful. I hate it so much. But then I can forgive them because we got Fundamental, which is another deconstruction of Oliver Queen Green Arrow. That was so good. It felt like season 5 over again, but they gave a different spin on it. It was interesting. It felt like season 1 Arrow. So I can forgive them for a few missteps. We had Brother in Arm, that golly awful episode where Diggle and Oliver almost kill each other in the bunker. That episode was shit, let's be honest. It was shit. John Diggle is a joke at that point in the show. He is no more the character he used to be, and I don't like that. I really don't like the path they took with him. He should have been killed off in Lianu, in my own opinion, because they did nothing with him. They gave him nerve damage, which is kind of fine, but then they turned him into a liar. That season is bleeding of issues. It's still part of the redemption of the Arrow TV show, because I think there's a lot of good stuff in it. I think the build up to the prison storyline in season 7 is really shit, but the payoff for the prison storyline is earned, and it's really good. I like it a lot. So because of that, season 6 is a must watch despite the issues I've got. It's somewhere in the bottom of my list of season, but it's still better than 3 and 4, and it's much better. I will say it, it's much better. Now, in this part of the retrospective, I will not cover the tier list, because first of all, I changed it, and second, I'm like, let's wait until the full list is full, and I will stream the list. I feel like this redemption video will be long enough white out the tier list. So yeah, by the time this video is out, I will probably have done already that stream about the tier list of the episode of Arrow. We will see. Season 6 is flawed. Season 6 is lazy, but season 6 matter, and season 6 is somewhat a decent and watchable follow-up to season 5. Now, if you expect season 6 to be as good as 5, you will be disappointed. There's a lot of good ideas. They just don't land well, or they are not written well, and it's really sad to say. Now, I can understand if some people tap out of the show because of that season, because there's a lot of issues. I can also understand why some people can tell that's their favorite season, because there's a lot of good in it. The Deathstroke 2-part episode was really good, and there's a lot of turn and twist down the road, and there's a lot of good things, and we don't have all the same issues. So I can understand. Like seeing Oliver being a father was interesting. I think there was a lot of good. Season 6 was a good ride on my most recent watch, despite the flaws. Ricardo Diaz controls Star City. We pick up Season 7 with Oliver, aka inmate number 4587. He is broken into pieces in jail, having nightmare about losing his wife and child. What a great start, right? The first 8 episodes of Arrow 7th season are amazing. I don't have any word to say outside of this one. Amazing. Now, it's the best storyline the show ever did in 8th season. It's just very sad the back half doesn't stand up to that. It's just very sad that the back half is such a huge letdown with an underwhelming main villain with Emiko Queen. Just another boring character that wants revenge on Oliver. We had that with Prometheus. Prometheus was well done. He was there to deconstruct Oliver and show the true Oliver to Oliver himself. So hell yeah, I will take that over Emiko Queen. We also had Deathstroke, Slade Wilson. And keep in mind, Slade was built into 2 seasons. We had 2 seasons to see Deathstroke becoming Deathstroke. So tell me, why should I care about Emiko? Oh, and yeah, keep in mind, we also had Caden James, the very boring first villain of Arrow 6th season. Another guy that won revenge on Oliver. Oh my, they are lazy, right? It's very sad because this show is amazing. But hey, Season 7, what can you do more? Now, I will be honest here. Even Ra's al Ghul was better than Emiko. Even Damien Dark was better than Emiko. Pretty much everyone is better than Emiko. Emiko is just a female villain for the sake of diversity and representation. You know why I say that? Episode 18, Canaries, Lost Canary. Lost Canary had a lot of amazing idea, but a lot of feminism injected into it, making the episode less amazing than what it should be. It's very sad because I do think that episode was one of the best the back half season had. But here again, politics ruins everything at some point when you are in 2020. Now, I say 2020, but this season was 2018, so yeah. I do think because of the prison storyline, the 7th season is much better than season 6. Yes, I said it. Season 7 has a lot of good in it despite my complaints. Despite me disliking these flash forward that don't really matter anymore because we all know Green Arrow and the Canaries will never happen. This is sad because they build 2 seasons of flash forward for you to see that spin-off. And the spin-off never happens. Let's clap for that genius idea. Thank you, CW. Episode 12, with the title of Emerald Archer, was amazing. It represents the show well. It's such a great episode. And it's placed in such a disappointment of a season. This is very sad. Now, I think one of the many issues this season had, they didn't really know what to do with Emiko. I think their first idea was, let's have Emiko being a new superhero, but then they realized they don't have any villain because the Night Circle, let's be honest, it's boring. It's worse than the Quadrant from season 6. The Longbow Hunters were kind of good in the first half, but what can you do more with them? So I think they came in the back out there like, oh, we don't have any villain. Let's do Zimiko. That's why she is so bad. That's why she contradicts herself so much. Really. I must admit it. The episode, or I think it was episode, season 8 actually. In season 8 we had Thanatos Guild, or season 6, I forgot. There's an episode with Talia against Oliver and Tia. I think it's season 8 actually. Regardless, season 7 is wasted potential. It's better than 6 and it's worth watching, but the back half is really sad. Now, if you want to learn more about like that season, watch my overview. In the description below there's the link, very easy to find. Now I will also mention this, Black Siren, amazing character, I got nothing else to say. Her redemption arc was earned, it was a good arc, and I liked it. But it's really sad it's there in season 7. Black Siren, aka Laurel from Earth 2, is much better than Laurel from Earth 1. Yeah. She is my Laurel. She is well written. She had a story for season 5, 6, 7, and 8. 4 years. So you see, with the other Laurel, she had season 1, that was kind of cool, okay. Season 2, that was peak Laurel from Earth 1. Now, if people like the storyline where everyone become vigilante, you will like season 3. But I'm in the bandwagon that don't like when everyone can just suddenly become a vigilante. It makes no sense, so I didn't like season 3 Laurel. And season 4 Laurel, let's be honest, her only purpose was to die. So tell me, is Black Siren better than Black Canary from Earth 1? I hope you're with me with that. If you're not, you have your own taste, I will say. Now, let's go over with season 8. I realized in my retrospective, I didn't speak that much about the Arrowverse as a universe that extended with other shows. I didn't mention crossover and stuff. I need to speak about that. I will keep it short because I got an Arrowverse retrospective video in the making where I will cover each of the crossovers we had. But here, I will just say this. Arrow was the first show in the CW that expanded a huge universe of superheroes with The Flash, Supergirl, DC's Legends of Tomorrow, Batwoman, Black Lightning. Some may argue Superman and Lois, even if they disconnected themselves in season 2, I still consider them in the Arrowverse, and I will explain why in the retrospective of the Arrowverse video, the next one incoming in this channel. So, we also got Stargirl here, somewhere there, even if she didn't appear to interact with people from the Arrowverse, she is in it. We have seen her Earth in Crisis on Infinite Earth crossover, so I do consider Stargirl being part of the Arrowverse. But here again, I will speak more about that in my Arrowverse retrospective. Arrow Season 8 existed only because the CW and the people making the show asked Stephen Amell, can you come back for a last 10 episode season just so we can add your character into Crisis on Infinite Earth? And I will say this. In interviews, I've heard about Stephen Amell saying season 7 should be the last. He asked for season 7 to be the last. And here's the thing. Season 7, it's about breaking the cycle of violence. Breaking the circle of hatred and stuff. Fixing things. This was like the big theme of season 7. Doing better than what we used to, only to improve society as a whole. Now, season 8 was 10 episodes. It was some kind of epilogue to the TV show, and it was also what allowed Crisis on Infinite Earth to happen. It was like the prologue of Crisis on Infinite Earth and the epilogue of the entire Arrow TV show. Now, my thought on it, the kids, man, I don't like them. Let's be honest, William is actually fine. I hate the flash forward because I already said it earlier in this video. There's no spin-off, so what's the point? Mia is just a female Oliver. She is not that interesting. She acts tough, but the actress doesn't have the look. The actress looked like someone that will break your nail trying to do stunt. Yeah. I think direction and writing for that character is wrong. They didn't know how to make Mia. They were like, people like Oliver, let's make her Oliver so people will like her. It doesn't work like that. I didn't give a crap about Mia, and I think the best scene Mia had were all these scenes where she is sad and she admits it. When she shows her weakness to her co-stars like William or Oliver, when she is a human being, she was a great character. But most of the time she's just there to show female empowerment. And I don't like that kind of character, I will be honest. Sarah in season 1 and I should say Sarah in season 2 of Arrow never felt that way, but she was there for girl empowerment. She was also bi, and guess what? She was my favorite part of season 2. Why? Well, that character was interesting. And yes, she was similar to Oliver, but they didn't copy-paste Oliver into a female. They made her own characters. And she was also some kind of past Oliver. What I mean by there is, Oliver in season 1 is ruthless. In season 1, he's just that monster. Oliver in season 1 is this guy that has a hard time to latch on with real life. He has a hard time to latch on someone. He is in his own bubble. He is in his own circle. Sarah in season 2 didn't connect to anybody. She was coming back from the League of Assassins and she was looking after her family, but she didn't want to connect to them to protect them. And she was just like what Oliver used to be in season 1. But she was on a worse state because she was even more broken than him. And you see, this is where we see the difference because the characters are different. And Sarah is more able than Oliver to read people. She knew when Oliver was sad, tormented, etc. and she knew it. Oliver wasn't able to connect with anybody. He wasn't able to realize, oh, I did something wrong. Or he wasn't able to think how other may feel. But Sarah was so connected with Oliver, she was able to know why Oliver wasn't feeling well. So this is a big difference between the two characters. Sarah also seen before Oliver that Felicity liked Oliver. So you see, these are different characters. But Mia is just like Oliver. Mia is a lazy character. I really don't like the character in itself. I think the actress did good job because that's the material she was given that is kind of wrong. So I cannot blame her and I cannot say she was a bad actress because she had bad material. This is not the way it goes. But with Emiko, I can tell it's bad material and bad acting as well. But now, right now, let's go back to season 8. Season 8 is about challenging destiny. And Oliver, in episode 6, need to realize he cannot really challenge destiny, and his destiny is what will happen. He cannot defy destiny. Destiny is stronger than him. The message in itself was kind of cool when we thought he could actually beat it and maybe end up winning over destiny. But when he realized he can't, this is very sad. But this is also interesting and this is also very dark because this circle around, it won't end well if you do everything with violence. The entire life since the island, Oliver dealt with violence, fire with fire and stuff. Season 8 lead to Crisis on Infinite Earth. Crisis on Infinite Earth, I always rewind. I always remember Crisis on Infinite Earth as being an Oliver and Barry centric story. I enjoyed the trip a lot. But looking back, I do think Invasion was a better crossover, and I also think Crisis on Earth X was a bit better. Crisis on Infinite Earth is really good, but it's flawed. Let's be honest, it's very flawed. It's fan service for the sake of it, and yeah, it's kind of sad. I do think it's better than Endgame, and I liked Endgame a lot, but I do think it was better. The build-up was better. What was the most interesting thing about Season 8 is that love letter to the fan aspect of it. Each episode represents one season of Arrow. Episode 1 represents Season 1 with basically the same plot, but instead of dragging on for 23 episodes, it's one episode. That was great. Episode number 2 felt like Season 3-ish because it's Hong Kong, but it also had, with the flash forward, the future sequence, a bit of Season 2 with the Deathstroke gang and stuff. Season 3, or I should say Episode 3, represents Season 3, and that was really good and well done. If the League of Assassins were as good as the Thanatos Guild in episode 3 of season 8, well, I would not have that much hatred towards season 3. The Thanatos Guild, Talia, the other girl, I don't know her name, are good fighters. All their soldiers are good fighters. Oliver struggled to fight 3 of them. It's Oliver after all. And I will also say this. It's very sad to say season 6 was the season where Oliver was at his best in terms of fighting. He was a good fighter. Then prison happened and prison made him weak. This is what Diaz said. And you can feel it in season 8 as well. But in season 8, it's more because of the plot of him not being able to beat Destiny. So this is kind of sad, that aspect of it. Peak Oliver was season 6. Season 7, it was Broken Oliver that had struggle in fights. It's kind of sad, right? Season 8, episode number 4, was a throwback to Season 2 with the Deathstroke gang being able to like shut down the city again, bombing stuff. Here again, the kids. I'm not a fan of them. Mia, especially Mia, she is a bad character. She is not interesting. She is as bad as Emiko. At least this time around, I cannot blame the actress. That's why I say they are equals, because, yeah. Episode number 5. Episode number 5. Represent Russia. For episode season 5, my favorite season of the show. Prochnost. The fight, man. The fight in that episode were good. I enjoyed them a lot. It felt like season 5 all over again. It was well done. Season 6, Reset. Or I should say episode 6, Reset. That episode is interesting because this is the episode where we realize Black Siren is redeemed. This is the episode we realize Oliver needs to accept his death. He cannot fight it. This is his destiny to die in crisis on Infinite Earth. Episode number 7 represents Lian Liu. It represents also Purgatory. It represents season 7 again. This time around, it's the island prison where everyone is stuck. Because season 7 was a lot about the circle of violence and stuff. Nice throwback, right? Episode 10 was the perfect series finale, in my own opinion. It paid homage to the series, to the characters, with that great fight scene with the flashbacks and Oliver beating the crap out of everyone. Arrow. What a show. Yeah, I will miss that one. One moment of silence for the end of the show. Before we cover the numbers for season 5, let's take a look to the season premiere of season 4 and the season finale. We had 2.67 million viewers in the 4th season premiere of Arrow, which is kind of cool for a 4th season after the bad 3rd season. Now let's take a look to the season finale. 2.19 million. This is sad. They almost lost a full million. I cannot blame anybody. That season was a huge letdown. It's the worst season the show ever had. It's really hard to beat this season. I think Smallville 4th season is worst, but it's not saying that much, right? After 2 bad seasons, we are back with season 5 with 1.87 million. That's cool. Season 5 episode 2 at 1.94 million. This is kind of cool. Mid-season finale. What We Leave Behind. 1.94 million. Who are you? Mid-season premiere. 1.68 million. Penultimate episode. Missing with 1.44 million. A lot of drop in the numbers. This will hurt the show. 1.72 million with the season finale, known as one of the best episodes the show ever had. Hell yeah. Speaking about episode, this video I will not do the tier list because this video will be long enough without it, so I will stream my tier list of the episode of the TV show. Yes, I will. I will not cover all 170 episodes, but I will cover a lot of them. 1.52 in the season premiere of season 6. 1.51 in the second episode tribute. So they only lost 0.1, and this is kinda cool. It's not that much. Mid-season finale with 1.30 million, and I will be honest, on my most recent watch I skipped it because of Donna Smoke. I don't want to see her. No. This episode is awful just because Donna is there for 2 minutes. Hell yeah, I'm honest here. Now, divided with 1.38 million. Yeah, it's kinda low for this TV show. Oh my, the penultimate episode of that season, 1 million. It's going low, it's going down, it's very sad. And then the season finale, 1.35 million. The numbers went up over here with the season 7 premiere, 1.43 million. Episode number 2, 1.18 million. This time around, the mid-season finale is unmasked. It's sitting at 1.35 million because that year we had Flash season 5 100 episode. That's why this time around the mid-season finale is episode 8 instead of episode 9. Now coming back from the break, 1.22 million. We are in season 7, so it's very late in the show and people still tune in for it. It's kinda great, right? Oh my, these numbers are very low. 0.63 million for the penultimate episode, and I remember this one, it was kinda bad. So I cannot blame anybody. No. Now, the season finale is also very low. 0.95 million. Ooh. That hurts, right? 0.84 for Starling City, the first episode of season 8. Welcome to Hong Kong, the second episode of season 8. 0.77. Purgatory, 0.83 million, and then we got a Crisis. We also got the Backdoor Pilot, which was a atrocious episode. I skip it because I know there is no Green Arrow in the Canaries TV show. Fade Out, the series finale with 0.73. Ouch, this is low. People were not that excited. They tune out. It's kind of sad, but it's normal. 65% for the audience score with season 5. It's kind of sad. This is my favorite season. The season is really strong. So we will read some comments. I am curious to see what people thought. It's very sad. So my comment is right there. February 5. Much better than last season, but it doesn't feel the same anymore. It goes back to its roots and feel more Arrow, and the villain was very good, but these shows refuse to improve on their mistakes and don't want to give us the quality that other superhero series like Daredevil offer us. They prefer to continue doing the same old thing and manipulate with fan service to buy the taste of the fan. I am officially leaving this series and leaving this Arrowverse. Okay, I disagree. Well, I know Daredevil is great. If you have not seen Daredevil reviews on my channel, Look for them, they're not that hard to find. I got a playlist with my 3 season reviews and defenders as well in the same playlist. So I think that person is kind of harsh, really harsh. Look, season 5 is a masterpiece in my own opinion, but this is just me. You have every right to dislike season 5, but I think if you dislike season 5, either you didn't understood the season or you never liked the show at all. Because that season is a return to form, first of all. Second, they deconstruct Oliver. So this is the best Oliver season we got. With the start of season 7 being really, really good. The back half of season 7 is awful, but the first half is amazing. Season 5 is just great. If you didn't like it, I think you never liked Arrow at the first place, or you think it should be the same as Daredevil, but they are two different shows. And the cast is bigger with Arrow because we got 23 episodes and not 13. So it's normal, you have more characters. But here again, it's really hard to compare the both. And I like to think they are different. And since Arrow lasted for 8 years, I think it deserves some praise here. Because Daredevil was cancelled after 3 years because Netflix could not produce the show anymore. Now, next comment. This season is a huge improvement from the last 2. The villain is amazing. And the finale is the best episode of Arrow ever. I love this season. A great 9 out of 10. Yeah. I agree with a lot of things. Fantastic. Much needed improvement over in the last 2. And the best season of the whole show. This was the comment I left back in February. I always remembered season 5 as being the best season of the show. My most recent rewatch confirmed that statement. The only issue I had with that season was a weak supporting villain, one that betrayed Team Arrow without any spoiler. Some episodes were also a bit weak here, but the overall season was amazing. I had a hard time finding issues on probably 90% of the episode in the entire season. Prometheus was my favorite villain in the Arrowverse. He's the one villain that destroyed Oliver and Green Arrow the most out of all villains. He may be weaker fighter than Green Arrow, but his impact he had on Oliver was felt. He was still a threat, able to put out a fight on a Green Arrow with 10 years of training. Outside of Oliver, nobody could compete on a fight with Prometheus. Talia, another supporting character, was interesting. The season was very dark, giving some season 1 vibes. The mayor storyline of Oliver was great. The flashbacks were the best since season 2 and among the best in the entire series. Black Siren coming back to the mix was great. Vigilante as recurring villain was amazing. The mystery about Prometheus and the reveal were both well done and amazing. The writing of the show was amazing. New Team Arrow was fine despite being a bit too big in my own opinion. There was no filler, which is impressive for a 23 episode format. Felicity and Diggle both have amazing storyline. Anatoly being back was great. Connecting the flashback to present day of Arrow first season was well done again. Tobias Church was a very good side villain. Billy and Pike were two very interesting police force members to interact with Green Arrow. Quentin and Tia's storyline were great. The season premiere and the season finale were among the best episodes in the entire show. Even the weakest episode of the season were great. Season 5 was a masterpiece. Changed my mind. 9.7 out of 10. Yes, almost a 10. This was me back in February, and I think the same way. And I think it's just better because it's about legacy and This is a wonderful show. I just wish season 6 and 7 and 8 were as good. But hey, this is a good show. Would have 5 stars if they didn't add the recruits that feel they don't have to prove anything and earn Ollie's trust, and Felicity turning her back on Ollie when he gave his all to her, held her down when she was paralyzed. And the moment she's able to walk, she walks out the door, doesn't even allow Oliver the opportunity to fight for her. She grew on me when I didn't like her at first and became my biggest crush until she showed her true colors. Deception. So he's speaking about season 4, it's not season 5. Yeah, that abomination of a season. One of the greatest season finale for a superhero TV show. Season 5 really helped redeem the show for many. Thought it was a bit slow in the beginning. It soon picked up pace and become what I'd call a perfect comeback. In a time when everyone was angry with Barry for changing the timeline, Oliver was the only one who trusted him, and while Oliver was the only one who didn't trust Kara, Barry gave him a reason to. This looked like the time when all the characters were able to resolve their difference and move forward with their lives. All thought the amount of talking was too much, and there was still character development, which happened by keeping unnecessary secret. It all paid off in the end with the fight against Prometheus. The only way to describe the season would be that Oliver's past had begun haunting him, so he had to go back to his season 1 ways. And that's why this season is so nostalgic. The ending was absolutely intense, and it basically gave me a reason to like this show again. Amazing, awesome villain, the finale was so good. The BBEG was over the top, and there was some iffy storytelling and writing, but overall it was still entertaining. Oh my, 45 for season 6. A huge drop. I disagree with this. I think season 6 is underrated. Season 6 plays a good part to redeem the TV show. Even if it's weaker and many step down from season 5, it still leagues ahead of season 3 and 4. It's much better. So I think it's not really deserved 45. It's really sad. Season 6, despite my issues, I liked it. It's a somewhat decent season. I enjoyed it. It's part of the story, and take it away, you take away so much from the show. It's sad. Well, this is amazing. I got a novel there for myself, and another user has a novel here. So, first comment, meh. That's all I have to say. This is the kind of underwhelming BS we get after season 5. Yikes! So we will start with my comment, the one on the right. It's back in December because I made this comment after rewatching for my tier list video and after rewatching to review. Now, I think not that much will change after rewatching, so let's do this. Let's read it. I always remember this season as being mediocre, probably a bit better than season 3, but then I rewatched this season. Second watch was much better than the first one. Not the best season of Arrow, not the worst. The first half had hit and miss episode. I still agree with that. The middle half had hit and miss episode. And the last few episodes leading into the season finale were amazing. I still stick to that. Season 6 is a mixed bag of the worst and the best episode of Arrow TV show aired. I agree with that again. Let's speak about the bad episode and then the good episode. The bad episodes were bad because they were about Lies, destroying trust, a cliche theme CW overused to drive the story around. This is lazy, I hate it. Because this was the easy way. New Team Arrow was hard to watch. Most of them were made unlikable. I stick to that. Dinah always speaking about revenge and holding a grudge against Oliver. Curtis is just a boring Felicity that also adds things to his team. Hell yeah. All the trust speech aren't natural and they all sound cringe. Some less good episodes were boring. Caden James as a character that is a living paradox. He didn't investigate his son death. He didn't even thought someone could doctor a picture. Yet they show the character as being smart. They also found a way to ruin season 5 cliffhanger by not killing any important character. The cast is too big. The villain controlling the city is a cliche. Plot armor also protected Oliver many times. FBI agent Watson was boring. She was just a plot device to set up season 7 and she came back too many times. The goods now. The action, the fight scene were well done most of the time. Despite a too huge cast, most characters have characters arc except for maybe Tia. She ended up leaving the show after that, no surprise. Black Siren and Ricardo Diaz are interesting. Kaiden James was surely better than Ra's al Ghul, but he was still among the weakest villain in the series. Deathstroke 2-part episode was amazing. The Dragon episode was among the best the series ever had. Return to Basic episode, it's basically fundamentals. Felt like the old school Arrow show from season 1 and 2. Episode 22, 23 were both amazing. I disagree, they are just really good when I look back. Here again, among the best episode in the entire show. Episode 9 was awful, I skipped it this time around. The episode about Dinah Revenge aren't great, I stick to that. Old and new Team Arrow being divided lowered the overall quality of the show. I stick to that. Caden James as well. The send-off of Caden was much better than his setup. Anatoly was one of the best part of the season. Vigilante was interesting if you enjoyed Arrow season 1, 2, 3. You will enjoy the season despite the flaws. I recommend to watch it at least once. It's not perfect and it's a downgrade after seeing season 5, but a clear step up after season 3 and 4 disaster. Driving the show toward the right direction. Season 6 is Arrow. Season 6 of Arrow is average at best. With both great moments and bad moments, I did hesitate between a 6 and a 7 out of 10, but giving this a 6 is unfair since the show is clearly better in season 6 than what we had on season 3. And I gave season 3 a 6, looking forward to rewatch the series again, including this season. Season 6 assured me that Arrow shall no longer go back to those season 3-4 days. Finally, the show got rid of those flashback scenes. Although they were shown a bit in the beginning to show what all happened on the new. The new villain, Ricardo Diaz, was pretty terrible, being as snoopy as Prometheus and as pesky as Damien Dark, but it was the plot and the side villain who stole the show in my opinion. Laurel's transformation was also pretty good. I went from absolutely wanting to enter the screen and killing her to wanting her to be saved. Tia and Quentin were finally gone in this season, which was also pretty sad. Tia, however, I think they should have just killed her off, since she didn't do anything worthwhile here anyway. I really love that scene too, where Deathstroke fights all the bad guys in one take to save his son. I agree with that. That scene was amazing. Terrible villain and a mediocre plot at the best. This season is just terrible. A rough season filled with too much drama and not enough good heroing is setting up too many elements for the future and only doing half-baked writing. The season was lame. Oliver is a weak hero and his team is useless. The story started to get weak and boring in episode 9 to 23. I love this show very much. It's just insane to be exciting. Season 6 was maybe the worst season and had some really bad writing error for some character that made no sense and was kind of annoying for me. Season 6 is the worst season of Arrow, which is hard for me to say since I love this show. I think that person forgot about Season 4. Season 4 is godly worst. Arrow Season 6 is a bit of a weird season. The season has one main villain that we don't know is the main villain till halfway in. The season had some good episode and some bad episode. The season finale is the best one. I liked it quite a bit. Something I wasn't expecting and I thought it was good. There's not that much drama, which is good. But the team splitting up caused the season to go downhill for me. I agree with you. Ricardo Diaz is an okay villain, but him teaming up with Black Siren Laurel Lance caused some drama with Quentin that I just didn't like. Overall, this season isn't the best, but it's still better than season 4 by a long shot. I do like this season, but I wished they could have made it better. Me too, I agree with you. I do like how they made Oliver went to prison and William was cool character, but overall it's decent. 50% audience score. Kinda low. I liked it much more than the people. First half was great. Second half was very boring. I agree with you. So the one in the right is my comment. Let's read it out loud again. Coming to 7. Rewind. Coming to season 7, I had no expectations. Season 6 was average at best, and I was also worried to see the prison storyline being rushed. I was wrong. The prison storyline was well done and long enough. The prison storyline was at its best. It was one of the best stories the show had during its 8-season run. The flash forward started strong and interesting, but the more they took space, the less interesting they became. Mia William getting back together was interesting at best. Mia was a boring female, Oliver one-dimensional and atrocious to watch. She's too cute to be bad, and I don't buy her. When she act tough, she belong in a hair salon. She should do her nails or something. Dinah, Sarah, Lance, and Black Siren are all bad butts. And they are well acted and they feel like their characters. They don't try to emulate or copy other character. William was fine. Emiko Queen, bad villain. Sadly, she's not well written. She's not well acted. She's just a bit better than Caden James or Ra's al Ghul. The worst villain the series had, which is sad. Her working with Team Arrow only to backstab Oliver wasn't interesting. The Night Circle was boring. The Longbow Hunters were wasted since they just vanished once Diaz was sent in jail. I think the first idea was for the new Green Arrow to be a true hero, but they ran out of idea. Since they ran out of idea, they decided to create weird plot twists to turn Emiko into the villain. Fight scene were great. Roy Harper coming back was amazing, and it felt like we were back to the good days of the show. Oliver becoming a constable MP SCPD was interesting. The new mayor was boring. Felicity going bad to stop Diaz was interesting. Oliver dealing with PTSD from prison was also great. Episode number 170 or 175 of the show was great. It was 712, I believe. Yes, this is Emerald Archer, I believe. Tommy coming back was interesting. Well, Doc wanting to help new Green Arrow was good. Diggle argues storyline was well done. 7.5 out of 10 seems fair for the flawed but good season we got with season 7. Overall, ideas of ending the circle of violence was also interesting as a team. Season 7 is probably the most forgettable season of Arrow out there, which is really surprising because it actually has one of the best starts. Oliver Queen is sent to jail as the condition for having his team safe, and he is known by the alias of Inmate 4587, since Arrow has taken so many elements from Batman, giving a literal Archer a no-kill rule, giving him a family of sidekicks, making Felicity crippled like Oracle, using villain like Deathstroke and Ra's al Ghul, having him work with the police, etc. So I was thinking this season will be more like Batman Arkham Asylum, and it would have been really awesome if they did that. Instead, what we got was a half-baked fight between Dragon and Oliver, where Oliver once again chose to spare him. I lost track of whether he still has his no-kill rule or not. There's then the hilarious hijinks of Oliver and Barry exchanging themselves and learning about each other's lives. After that, there's Emiko Queen. I was hoping she would join the Arrow family and contribute something useful, but no, it's the same season 4 or 5 trash all over again. Now Green Arrow and his team work with the police and they try to save the city. Emiko and even Roy Harper come back, but even with everything in this arsenal, pun intended, this season falls short from being memorable. I get it where you are coming from. This season provides a refreshing new direction for this show. DC are known for their concealment of identities of their heroes and the decision to go against this trope, as well as to both incapacitate the primary protagonist and essentially make him an extension from the previous season, help the show remain fresh and develop new narrative ideas that differ from what we had come before. I don't understand all the criticism from fans who seem to have all become professional critics. The irony being that real critics rate this season very highly. Just stop overthinking and enjoy what was a very strong penultimate outing for this brilliant show. Too much emphasis on the future, I agree. And the show coming after versus dealing with the present and our main character, I fully agree, 100%. Episode 16 is 100% freaking flash forward. I didn't give a crap about it, I skipped it. The most tell season of any TV I've ever watched. The pacing is so bad I gave up after 5 episodes. We haven't seen the same show, brah. The first 8 episodes were great. Among the best the show ever had. You never liked Arrow, in fact. That's just awesome surprise. Well, great action. Yeah. The villain wasn't that good. I agree. One of the greatest seasons in my opinion. With the flash forward and a whole concept. And how the team in the past just gets better and better. I guess. Season 8. 56%. Disappointing season overall, but better than season 6 and 7, and I love the finale. I agree with you. It was the perfect ending. I agree with you. Awesome show, great action. I agree with you. Too much of press into the future and Arrow mixed in with way too much political SGW war propaganda, but they didn't manage to close it out. Okay, so I think season 7 had much more of that. But season 8 wasn't that WOK echo. Season 7 was more that. Anyway, let's read my very long comment from January 3rd. Just finished rewatching that great season. It was much better than what I remembered. The major issue is the fact that they spent season 7 and 8 to set up a spin-off that never happened. Just because of that, the season don't deserve 9 out of 10. Arrow was a build to probably get 5 seasons until the Arrowverse got a lot of praise and success, leading me to believe they went to 8 seasons because of the several crossover the show had over the years. I overheard that Stephen Amell wanted the show to end with season 7, but he got a deal for a shorter 8 season to have the Crisis on Infinite Earth even to happen. Arrow season 7 felt like the flawed ending of the show, and season 8 felt like an epilogue. And goodbye letter to the fan. I don't know the comic very well, but I believe a lot of things happened to follow the comics. Otherwise, why cutting Roy's Harper arm? The story arc Oliver is going through during this season was very interesting. Accept your fate and don't run away from it. Black Siren, aka Laurel from Earth 2, was also amazing. I was never a fan of Laurel after season 2 ended, since I didn't like everything she got during season 3 and 4. New Laurel, the one from Earth 2, was much more interesting, and she got a lot of growth during season 5, 6, 7, and 8. Black Siren earned her redemption. The goal was also great as usual. The future storyline was too long. When Oliver's kids were brought to present day, it was great since future storyline did drag down the show. The smaller cast was great. No character was there just to be there. They all had purposes. Each episode felt like season 1, season 1-2 episode of Arrow fight scene were well done. Crisis setup was amazing on my first watch. I remember not having any trust toward the Monitor because he was a well done, great character. The story wasn't all black and white. The season 8 is a love letter to the fan and a great send-off for Oliver's Queen story. The series finale was very emotional. I had tears, by the way. I had much more tears in my eyes than what I remembered having in my first watch, because on my second watch I accepted the fact that one of my favorite shows ended after following the show for 7 years. I missed season 1 when it came out, and I discovered the show in 2013 during its second season. Mia was one of the weakest characters, but by the series finale I started enjoying her. She was made more interesting and less one-dimensional. William was great, much better than his kid counterpart. I still have hopes for Stephen Amell to come back as alternate version of Green Arrow in future crossover events. I don't anymore, but hey, things happen, right? Grand in scope and ambition, hampered by slipshod execution and budget, the Crisis itself needed more episode and money. The build-up should have been mostly left out. The 2 epilogues are one too many, and likely the second to last just needed to go bye-bye. I agree with you. Episode 9 is an episode I skip because I know there's no Green Arrow in the Canaries TV show. It's dead. Thank you, Stephen Amell. I agree with you. Worst season, sorry. Love this season, but too many new elements and the fast forward future stuff and ending over is just not as good as where it started. Did you forgot season 4? Rewatch season 4 and be honest. Do you really believe season 4 is better than 8? If you do, man, Arrow was just never for you, bruh. This didn't feel like Arrow realistic. We are speaking about the show with the Lazarus Pit, Damien Dark. So yeah, I agree with you, but I mean, we have a lot of things. It was a shared universe, so it's normal we have sci-fi stuff in it. But hey, let's keep going. It was just a prelude for the crossover crisis on Infinite Earths, and it felt like a sci-fi show that forgot what Arrow was. And I hate Green Arrow's daughter because she is lame and she sucks as a hero. I agree with you. It was just unbelievable. Closing thoughts. The redemption of the Arrow TV show. Season 5 is a masterpiece. Season 6, many step down. Many steps backwards in the wrong direction. However, it's better than Season 3. It's better than Season 4. So I think it holds up to redemption because it's still entertaining. And I think Season 6 is important for the last miles we need to spend with Oliver Queen as a character. I can skip 3 and 4. I don't care about these two seasons. If I skip 6, I will have mixed feelings. I will feel like I betrayed the show, and I will also feel good because I will skip all the drama between both teams and the lazy revenge arc of Dinah. Mixed feelings. Season 7. I forgot to say something in that Season 7 segment of this video, and I feel like I need to speak about that because I know in my review I did not cover this because on my review I didn't notice that. You know why? Well, it's many months ago and I've seen seasons of the Arrowverse separated from each other, and right now as I am recording this video, I have just seen all 8 seasons in like 3 weeks. What bothers me the most with Emiko Queen? Oliver felt like off character for the plot's sake to work. Oliver doesn't trust people like that. People need to work really hard to earn Oliver trust. However, in Season 7, it's different. He is the one that wants to earn Emiko trust. I understand the way they wanted this to go out. They were like, Oliver want to fix what Robert did toward his daughter by opening himself up to Emiko. I understand that. They were like, Oliver will act different to connect with his sister to redeem his father's mistakes. It was in the line of the season, it was with the team, but it was a deep character assassination for Oliver Queen as a character. It's disgusting. I hate that. They wanted the plot to happen, and in order for the plot to happen, they forced that relationship between Oliver and Emiko. Remember in Season 2 when Barry Allen came in Starting City to help out on a case with his side agenda? Oliver never trusted Barry. He did backup checks. Even there, he didn't trust Barry. He was dying from chemicals, and Barry saved his life. Oliver didn't trust Barry. At the very end of episode 9 in Season 2, he did started trusting Barry because he realized how harsh he was toward Barry. So he course corrected the thing during that episode and was like, Felicity and Diggle both trust the guy, so maybe I should give him a shot. Oliver doesn't open up to people like that. Oliver is someone that keeps everything to himself. And this is something Sarah Lentz tells him in season 2 when Oliver was really scared by Deathstroke and he had nightmares. Sarah tried to make Oliver open up to her. This is Oliver in a nutshell in this TV show. He doesn't trust people. We will climb higher in the season. He didn't trust his own team in season 3 with his plan to beat Ra's al Ghul. Now, I understand they cannot really lie to Ra's al Ghul, and that was like the best card to play. But the only one he could trust was Malcolm Merlyn. He didn't trust Felicity or Diggle because he was like, they will screw up everything. It was probably right. Season 5 Oliver. At the start of the season, he didn't trust the new recruits. He was wearing his mask as they were doing training. At some point, he realized that was the wrong way to do it, and he needed to change his approach to earn their trust, and so he can trust them more. In the crossover that season, I didn't mention crossover in my retrospective. I have a full video about the Arrowverse crossovers. It will be retrospective on the Arrowverse crossovers. This is a future video that will come shortly. So, in Invasion, Season 5 crossover, Oliver didn't trust Kara for most of that crossover. To earn Kara trust, Kara needed to save Oliver. Kara saved Oliver, and Oliver realized they are on the same side. So, you see, Oliver doesn't trust people. You need to work really hard to gain Oliver's trust. In season 7, they forgot about that. They are like, let's make Oliver like work out really hard to earn someone's trust. He will trust her right away because this is what the plot needs. I didn't like it at all. Even if they tried to explain it, it didn't work for me at all. Then he is surprised he get backstabbed. I mean, what's the kind of message the writer were trying to do? Like, Oliver changed and it got him in trouble. In the past, he didn't really trust people and he wasn't really backstabbed in the past, but here he trusts someone and backstab. Think, writer, think. Regardless, season 7 was still very good despite this very big character flaw. And it's still part of the redemption because 7 was better than 6. And as I said, 6 and 7 are better than 3 and 4. So, you see what I'm getting at. With season 8, it's a good closure for the series. Here again, season 8 much better than 3 and 4. A lot of people liked later season, and a lot of people didn't like later season. I can understand both sides. I still think there was a redemption. There was a redemption, and it's obvious for me. Season 3, I skipped many episodes. Season 4, I skipped half of season 4 because Donna Smoke appears. I turn off the episode, I move on. Season 5 was a masterpiece. Season 6 was average at best, but it was better than 3 and 4. Season 7, better than 6. Season 8, better than 7 and 6. What are your thoughts? If you want me to review Arrow, well, take a look. It's already out. In the description below, you will find all 8 season reviews. the description, I should say. That was my retrospective on the Arrow TV show, a show I liked a lot and I enjoyed this most recent watch. For real, this show is worth watching. One of my friends started the show recently. He have seen 2 seasons in a row, really fast, and then I told him skip 3 and 4 because I know you will tap out of the show if you watch these 2 seasons. And I told him watch 5. He said okay. I hope he will listen to me because if he doesn't, he will miss something, right? As I asked earlier, what are your thoughts? What was your favorite season? What was the worst season for you? I'm asking you in the comment now. Like, subscribe for more DC, Marvel stuff, and gaming. I wish you all a great day. Share the video out there if you want to help me out for free. It's free, guys. I mean, next project, retrospective on the Arrowverse. We will cover all crossovers and we will speak a bit about the shows, and I also plan a retrospective on the Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. TV show, a show I never fully watched to the end, but I've seen a few episodes in the past. I already have an idea of the show. We will visit it for the first time on this channel very soon. See you next time.